me, Sushreeya. And today, yes, I'm going to be talking about a speech, but it's not like those particular speeches. Today's is really different. And it's also one of my first times doing it, so I really hope you like it, okay? So, today we are actually going to be talking about a coding program that actually benefits a lot of kids. And it is called Scratch. So, Scratch is, a few years ago, a few students in MIT, they used to think a lot about kids. So they thought, what if we make a coding program called Scratch? And a lot of kids have a lot of fun with it, like me, and it actually benefits kids by it gives them more creativity, and then it's also used in schools, and it helps them communicate in the world and understand a lot of different things and see the world in a different part of view. Okay? So, let us start talking about amazing Scratch. First here, this is what I call the ribbon, and you will notice a lot of cool things in here. Here's motion. In motion, it actually changes the way the sprite, which I'll tell you in a sec, how it moves. So for example, if I use move 10 steps, the sprite will move 10 steps. And it's actually cool because it's kind of like an animated thing. Next, we'll go on to looks. Looks, it's going to change how the sprite, it looks. So for example, if I put the hello for 2 seconds or how many seconds, it's going to keep saying hello for that many seconds. It's going to just change the look of the sprite. Then we have sound. Well, this is actually a cool one because you can choose your sound. So for example, if you have a cat, you can make it meow. And you can do all these cool things to make the sprite have a sound. And it's really cool. It sounds like something coming out of somewhere. Next, we have pen. Pen, it's kind of it's like clear. So I'm going to use clear. Or stamp, it just changes the way it's going to move. It's kind of like motion, but a bit different. Now, we are going to be doing data. It's basically you can make a list or make a variable and then add it to make it look more cool. It's kind of like those jazz kind of things. Now let us see events. I love events. It's kind of like a beginning portion. So if you're writing the beginning, it's kind of like that, but in coding. So in all this, you can add this to the beginning to start off. So I like this. So if you click something or whatever you do to help, it's start off. So whatever you click and then you get a head start. Then we go on to control. Control is like those, it's the way you use the things. So for example, if I use wait 1 sec, my sprite, it will just stay for 1 sec. Or whatever you use these, some are like do again or forever. And those are like, the thing does it again, how many times, or it just continuously has to do it. Now we have sensing. Sensing it's like the sense of the sprite, and it makes it sense something and then act in a really different way. And then we have operators. Operators are really cool because they don't go in a bar like these. They actually go on top of one of the motions when it moves, or almost anything on the white part where it goes. I especially like these because then it's going to say something like number plus number, or I like random the most because you can change the look of it kind of in a different way, but by operating it. And then more blocks is, so if you go there, you can make a new block, but it's actually a bit trouble, so you actually have to have a good one. And then it's basically adding more blocks and having more fun and chilling out. So remember I told you I talk about sprites. It's not what you drink. So if you go here, over here is where you can choose your sprites. If you click here, so if you click on this little mini thing, so if we go ahead and click on it, it gives you this really cool drop-off menu. And if you keep scrolling and scrolling, you also get to choose you're a really cool sprite. So let's click X here. So, and then you can also do the backdrop, which is basically your background. I didn't do it because it's a bit tricky for some people. And you need to be trained really good. So I like without the backdrop or the background. So let's get started on what I did for my sprite, which is a tennis ball, which is actually cool. It's my favorite way to transport. So if you go to events, let's go back to events. I actually did when this little flag is clicked, which means start off. And then clear is just a clear start off. And then if you do size to 50%, I'm basically changing the size. So it was really 100%, which is too big. And then if I make it a 50%, I just make it just in the middle. Then if you go to forever, just like we did in control, forever will make the ball go wherever or as long as I want. And then to make it stop, I click this. So I did all this to help my ball, or the tennis ball, to transport. So let's see how it works. So why don't we click on the flag and see how it goes. It's real cool. See, wherever the pointer goes, don't go too fast or it won't work. And then it changes color by the way it wanted to work, and then it goes slowly, slowly the where it's supposed to be. And then it changes color really, 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 really cool. And this helps the ball go wherever it wants to. So let's keep doing it and see if we can make something. And if you keep going, you can just do it anywhere you really want. And it looks like a big colorful blob. It's just really pretty. So why don't we click stop now? And then if you take a look, it highlighted, which means it was doing it the way that the program said. Let's change something though. Instead of making it 50%, why don't we make it 60% and now see what happens. And now let's hit start again. Now it's a little bigger and thicker, and that makes it, so all this, if you change one bit, the entire thing changes. So because all this, the ball gets transported, and if you keep it on one side, so as you can see, if you just have it stop, so stay, it just changes color in its spot. Because I had wrote, it will only go towards where the cursor was. So if the cursor stays there, it will stay there. So let's keep on moving it now. And then it just makes a beautiful thing. So let's stop now. And if you change one thing, it changes the entire thing. And Scratch is really important to me because it helps me learn how to code and a lot of cool things. And so many things so if you chose another thing, so let's go to sprites again. And I'm going to choose a different thing and teach you how to do something not like a ball and in a different way how it grows. So let's go down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Okay, let's stop here and I choose a reindeer. And now we click OK to choose the sprite. And the reindeer sits in the middle. And we can move it on here. So let's move it to the middle right here. Right here. Yep. So now, since we have a brand new thing, because we're now on our second sprite, on a different sprite, it's going to act differently. So let's start off with, yes, events. And I'm going to choose, if you go to events, and I'm going to choose this time when space bar is pressed. So let's move that and drag that. Now let's go to motion, and I would like if it points in the direction 90. Let's put that there, and then let's go to pen, and pen down, which means it's going to duck down, I hope. And then let's go to control, and do repeat, and when it says 10, let's make it a 1. So it's going to repeat only one time. So it goes right here. Then let's change that to 1. And then now let's click a space bar, or you can click that. And see how it moved? So it was here and it moved this way. So now let's start again and see how it acts this time. It's going to be much different. So let's place it again and then hit here. It's not working this time. Okay, let's set it back in the middle. See if it works this time. Okay, now let us try again and see if the reindeer wants to move. Okay, now let us change a bit. So if you add more sprites, you have to click on this to make it move. And every time you add a motion, or a look, or a sound, or a pin, or the data, events, control, sensing, operators, or more blocks, any one of those that you use, and scroll down, you can even scroll down if you can, I hope you can, and then that will change the way the sprite moves. And then if you, every different sprite, you can make it animated in a different way and have it moved and coded with the fun programming app, Scratch. And I hope you enjoyed seeing the tennis ball and the reindeer change as I put more ribbons or the blocks on. And I really hope you enjoyed this topic of Scratch and the amazing program. I really wish you could try it one day and also download it too. If you have any questions, make sure you put that in the comment because I love to answer questions. And this is a very easy thing for me to answer. So I can answer almost anything. But if you go here, you can choose a lot of cool things too, which I didn't do. But I might do that later on. So, and if you like my other videos, and if you have questions for my other speeches, put some comments and ask questions. If you like my videos, then have a like, comment, and then please subscribe if you love my videos, especially this one, my favorite one. Have a good day. See you soon. Bye, my lovely friends.